Welcome to Theater of the Mind. Theater of the Mind is an unofficial D&D 5e actual play podcast. Theater of the Mind is not appropriate for all audiences, and therefore listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Theater of the Mind Dungeons & Dragons podcast. I'm Mike, I'm your Dungeon Master, and to the left of me is Amanda.
Hello, I'm playing Mel Kelly.
And to her left is Jeremy.
Hello, I'm playing Elliot Brandybain.
And to his left is Mike Burnell.
That's me. I am playing Olnok Vaga Johnson, because I haven't said my middle name in a while, so I figured I'd throw it in there.
And to the left of him is Mike Downs.
Hello, I am playing James O'Brien.
And to the left of him is Casey Weingarten.
Hi, I'm playing Emery Lee.
And so the question this week is a fairly obvious one. You guys saw something so scary that a friend of yours aged dramatically. You literally just got done hacking dead things back to death. Fighting bikers is one thing. How do you feel fighting the recently re-dead?
Mel's good with it. I mean, really. I mean, she did murder a biker, so honestly, killing the undead sounds pretty not actually all that terrible. And she did discover that she could do some kind of cool magic-y things that she didn't know she was capable of. However, Emery aging a lot by looking at a ghost is not okay. And she's not okay with the fact that there are things out there that can actually do that. Other than that, I think there might still be a little bit of adrenaline and a lot of denial. A lot of denial about things in general.
Elliot knew the world was messed up, but it normally is, and it generally doesn't affect him, so he's been kind of just, okay, I'm going to get home, I'm going to lay low, things are going to blow over. But now that he's been attacked, and his home has been attacked, he is pissed.
Fair.
So Olnok is kind of jealous of everybody having magic except for him, because he's seen a lot of weird shit, but he can't do anything cool except for swing an axe at a skeleton and miss. That's what his specialty is at the moment. And he's a little frustrated that he can't seem to hit anything with his fireman's axe. He's going to have to do something else. But was pretty stoked to have to fight zombies. It was kind of like a video game in real life, but unfortunately, I also got hit a lot. So I wasn't happy about that either. But my kickboxing classes came in handy. I was bobbing and weaving. It's good times.
James's mood has done a 180 since before the zombie attack. He went from being insanely jealous as well as not being able to do any kind of magically cool, flashy things. He felt like he was being left behind in a big way. But after being able to shoot fire from his hands for the first time, he's coming back around to. He's got some life into him again. And as far as zombies, that's freaking terrifying.
Emery is extremely rattled. She was scared of the ghost when we saw it in the graveyard, and that's why we booked it back to the ranch. And it got slightly better because of fire breathing. That was cool as hell. And then immediately became worse again. So she's currently this evening drinking herself to sleep because that's where she's at right now. She's had a hell of a night and she's not ready to deal with anything about any of that.
That's going to hurt so much worse in the morning.
She has no idea.
Oh, no.
No clue. Oh, my God.
She was 23.
Oh, she's only had like 2 hangovers in her life.
30 minutes ago.
Oh, no.
And she drinks like a 23-year-old.
It's going to be a bad morning for Emery.
Has her voice changed? Is it going to be older?
I am not doing a voice. So there's no way I can sustain a voice.
I think Elliot would go, hey, you're going to want to cool it with the liquor a little bit. By looks of, you're not 23 anymore. You really need to start drinking water.
I think she does drink water, but it's probably a little too late.
and I'm going to remind you, and you're going to ignore me, but I'm going to tell you, don't forget before you go to bed, you totally need to go pee. Even if you don't, you do.
That's funny. That's good shit.
He's not wrong.
No.
Just honestly, sound advice for anyone.
So this is a pretty easy one, but let's go ahead and roll for recap. We'll say highest roll goes this time. Did you roll well?
Not great, but all right, let's go through it. What do we got?
18.
14.
5.
I
rolled a 12. Thank you.
I rolled 18 last session, last episode also. So last session was the big battle against the undead that were following us from town. There were a lot of zombies, a lot of skeletons, a couple of gigantic zombies, and the really scary ghost. And we pretty soundly kicked their asses. I think the only ones that really sustained injuries were Olnok, Emery took a couple hits, and then the rogue, the elven rogue, took a few hits.
Yeah, Rosha.
And maybe the fighty elf also,
Yeah, I think Volred took a little bit.
Volred. But other than that, that was it. We, went to bed.
Your DM's dice rolled like hot dog shit, so nobody did much of anything.
Steaming caca.
Thankfully, it worked on both sides of the battle because the elves were also basically useless.
I will say one of the biggest curveballs was the aging 30 years. Was not expecting that.
Did anybody wake Claren up and send him to bed?
Yeah, Claire's just still staring at the
He
sky.
just zoned out.
Man, your stars are totally different out here.
I love how you sounded like Chong for a second. Man, your stars are crazy, man.
Now do that with your French accent.
Oh, God.
Good luck, bud.
A character doing a character voice? Whew, I'm all right. So the elves, they bid you good night. They tell you that they'll talk in the morning. Again, you don't get a strong sense of them being particularly concerned about Roja's aging. It's far less of a shock to them than it is to you. But they branch off. They head back to their camp.
Before they leave, Elliot wants to try to catch Hagmar, like on the way out.
Okay.
And, hey, I don't know how things work, but you know a lot about this stuff. Is there anything that we can do for Emery?
There is, yes. We will have to. We are under a bit of a time crunch.
Okay.
The effect that the undead can have upon us is not initially permanent. I will be awake for a while tonight. I have some potions to brew.
Okay.
If I am able to brew them successfully, then your friend will be able to return to her age.
Okay. If there's any way I can help, let me know.
Actually, I do not know the plants here.
I know him pretty good.
If you wouldn't mind spending some time with me and helping me not critically poison our friends, that would be good. I have to use some mushrooms, and those are a wild card on my planet. I don't know how they are here.
They are a wild card here, too. I know a few, but not a lot, but I'll help any way I can.
I appreciate it. If we do not succeed in brewing the potion tonight, your friend will be permanently
Okay.
altered.
All right. Well, I'll spend some time with him and help whatever I can do to help.
Perfect. You guys will branch off, and we'll touch on that here in a second. Is there
Okay.
anything more right now anybody else is wanting to do?
James is going to be in his room experimenting with magical things.
In your room.
Yes.
So far, you have cast only fire in your room.
I can exercise self-control.
Hopefully.
That's been displayed very prominently so far in this show. Yeah, that's how I would describe James, master of self-control.
I think I was attempting to deceive myself. I rolled.
No one believes.
Even James had jokes on that. I have self-control.
Okay, fine. I will cast stuff in my room. I'll cast it away from the barn.
Perfect. Anybody else doing anything?
Would it be possible if Mel overhears Elliot talking to Hagmar? I feel like she genuinely wants to be helpful, and she'll like pat Elliot on the shoulder, is like, yeah, pick out the right mushrooms and do real good at that. And she's unknowingly trying to cast guidance on him.
Okay. Sure, you can do that. You can, have the intent.
It doesn't
of
last
doing well.
long, so you guys better go hunting quick. But again, Mel doesn't know that. She just genuinely wants to be helpful because she can't think of anything worse than being old.
I'll be nice, and your inspiration from last episodes can carry over also. We'll do it a session at a time.
Okay.
So I won't remember that you have it next month, but you can use it tonight.
I didn't need to use it last session.
Well, perfect. So no one else wants to do anything.
I can't think of anything right now. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go cry and hold your axe closely and wonder why it sucks.
Yeah. I'll have to try to talk to Emery later, but right now I'm a sad boy.
And Emery is just slamming whiskey.
Yeah, she slowed down since
Slowed
Elliot
down.
told her maybe not so much.
It's roll a con save.
Yeah.
When she slows down, Mel's absolutely going to take the whiskey bottle, give some to Olmok, who looks like he could use a little help.
We're all just sitting on the porch.
Yeah,
just
we're
like-
just sitting on the
just
porch
sitting there,
passing
just
around
like,
the whiskey
My
bottle.
axe is useless.
But we are more than likely
12.
skipping Emery as we pass it around because she got a head start.
I
You
got
got buzzed faster than you've
Yeah.
ever gotten buzzed.
Yeah.
You're feeling it pretty quickly. You're starting to get that bummer of I'm drunk and starting to get a headache.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Not to mention the adrenaline's wearing off.
Yeah.
So the adrenaline crash with that feeling, she's just suddenly feeling pretty bad, actually.
All right, well, in that case, we will follow Elliot and Hagmar out into the woods. Well, not the woods, but your field, I guess, out into
There's
your...
woods on the other side of the field. So.
You guys make your way over there, and Hagmar is, the plants here are nothing like what he has where he's from.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of got a laundry list of basic ingredients they need to have. He needs a starchy. He knows he needs something high in starch. He needs something full of fiber.
Yeah.
He needs a berry full in vitamin. You would translate it to vitamins and whatnot. Yeah, it sounds like he's making a really dense.
This is a nice
Smoothie.
protein shake.
Yeah. Ultimately,
I was going to say bran flakes for the fiber.
yeah.
Should bring Mel along. She knows all these natural ingredients.
And
You do
he's-
the protein shakes and the smoothies and the.
Yeah, it's called powder.
I am in my favored terrain.
okay.
Um,
That makes
so
sense.
I can see in
That'd be
the
weird.
I can see in the dark, but it's in black and white. So I'm gonna have to run back to the house, and I've got a kerosene hurricane lantern. I'm able
Perfect.
to take out, get it lit, and I'll kind of see that. Hopefully, Emery maybe has quit drinking or at least drinking water, and says, "Keep your chin up, kid. We're gonna see if we can help you out." And then I'm just gonna walk off into the dark.
Perfect. Hagmar follows you into the dark.
So I gonna listen to what he's looking for, and I'm not very good at it, but Elliot is very good at it.
So I guess a good question is, are you strictly a rancher or are you a farmer?
I don't do that much farming, but I spend a lot of time in the woods hunting and definitely doing a lot of foraging. And especially around my own place, I would probably be really well acquainted, at least with the plants in in the terrain of mountainous, since that is my favorite terrain, I would expect to be pretty well versed on what's there.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead and... So he tells you he needs a high starch, he needs a good berry, and... Well, not a good berry. He needs a vitamin-rich berry.
Sure.
And he also needs a low but not zero psilocybic mushroom.
Okay.
He doesn't want you to trip balls, but he also doesn't want you to poison die.
I'm glad you explained that. I did not know what that meant.
Psilocybic. The magic mushroom.
24.
You're able to find a good laundry list. You find some root vegetables, maybe some dandelion root. I know that's something we eat here. Some good dandelion root. You're able to find mushrooms. You're able to find a handful of mushrooms. And you're able to find, there's berries all over the mountains. Choke cherries, things of that nature are able to more than suffice. And you guys are able to gather up a decent amount. You don't strike me as a dude who trips on mushrooms often.
No, but when I was taught, I was told, don't eat those. You'll see things.
Okay.
I get to a point where there's a mushroom, the exact one that he needs, but I also know that in the same area that looks very similar is one that's deadly.
Yes.
And I know that they're really, really similar. But I also know the way that he explains it to me that this is like the key to make this ingredient work.
Mm-hmm.
So I've picked these out of a moss patch, but off the same tree, I've taken these that have grown on like the root of the tree. And I know one of these is poisonous and one of these is the one we need, but I don't know which one it is.
I promise you, if we give them one that is poisonous, this potion I am making amplifies the effects of the things in it.
Good.
If you cannot be confident, poison will kill our friends.
And so I take a moment and I'm really freaked out, but I really want to help. And I take a moment and I silently kind of say a prayer to myself. Please help me. Which one of these is the right one? And I'm going to cast Detect Poison.
Okay. How does that work?
Um,
Investigation type check or? How
it's
does that
just
work?
a spell.
Okay.
It's a ranger spell.
And you just know?
Yeah, and it will basically tell me everything that's poisonous around me. I can't remember all the things but when I pick it up, the one that's poisonous will only to me, it will begin glowing this like sickly red.
Oh,
And the one that's not poison stays this kind of a bluish color. And I'll take a moment and I'll kind of, whoa, and just the color just fills off, and I'll set that one down and I'll hand him the other one and I'll say, this is the one that we need.
You are confident.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic, my friend. I will not be tasting to find out.
I was told that it'll make you see things.
Yes. Hallucinogens, and I do not mean it's very dangerous to trip when you are a high, powerful magic man.
Especially brewing potions.
There is, there are a couple of towns that no longer exist because of the Burning Man.
Ooh.
He was a pirate. Ate mushrooms once. Only once.
Don't do drugs, kids.
With that, you've more than successfully found. When you cast it, it's within a radius around you, correct? Like 30 foot or something like that?
Yes, I can see. I was just looking. You cast the spell on yourself, and for 10 minutes, anything that's poisonous or poisoned, I can tell. And I can tell what they're poisoned with.
Perfect. So as you're walking back, you see the poison oak just glowing vibrantly, and poison ivy glowing vibrantly
Won't
along
that
the
be
trail.
useful?
And
Like, whoa.
you see
And I'm like looking at my hands like, maybe some of that went through my hand. I don't know.
You're able to see, way more of the poison mushroom floating around. There's bush berries that, would be an issue.
And some of them I know are poisonous, so to see them actually glow, I go, oh my God, I can see everything that's poisonous.
You see some of the, I think it's wild carrot is pretty bad for you.
Yep.
I think that's the one that killed the dude
It's
in Alaska.
Queen Anne's lace.
Yeah.
That's the wild carrot.
I
see
probably
that
could even
glowing
pick up like a spider sitting with,
Yeah.
it's kind of a dull red, but wow. That's interesting.
By the time you make it back to your ranch, the power is pretty well faded.
Yeah.
But you've been able to associate that color with enough known poisons. You are beyond confident that
It works.
yes.
Okay.
And with that, Hagmar, I will do my best to brew this potion. I think I have enough for 2 full uses. We shall see in the morning. The brewing conditions are not ideal. It is best to do under a new moon. But heck, we are in a new place. Maybe your stars are in proper alignment. I do not recognize any of these.
Yeah. I can tell him how far we are to the new moon. I don't know, but Elliot would be able to tell him that, it's 2 weeks to the new moon, and you said we need to do this now.
Yes, we will hope that this is a success. But for now, I must focus and get the work going.
Okay, well, I'm just going to curl up over here and try to nap. If there's anything you need from me, don't hesitate to wake me up.
I appreciate your help, Elliot. And with that, he branches off. You see him. He's got over at his tent, he's got a cook pot hanging over the fire. And very cliche, almost witch's brew kind of set up. And he goes to work, and he's, from your perch, he's far enough away you can't really hear him. You hear the vague mutterings, but you're not able to make anything out. For all you know, it's a different language. There's a lot of gesturing. There's a lot of you can tell very specific cuts are being made on the vegetables at very specific times that are being added in a very precise order, not in the way that a cook would do. This feels more like a ritual.
Yeah. It's been a long night, so I'm just going to try to curl up, try to get some sleep, but I want to stay close in case he needs me.
You can see off on the side of the barn, you see James. Any of you who've seen the first Spider-Man, where he is standing on top of the rooftop, it is not unlike that. Occasionally, a burst of fire comes flying out.
Oh, jeez.
James,
Yeah.
don't make me kick you in the balls. Don't you burn my barn down.
Okay. I won't aim my hands at the barn. I'm gonna aim my hands away from the barn.
I'd go to sleep, but if you need to, you can go down by the pond and go practice over there.
Don't do that. That's probably a better idea.
Yeah, it's just down over there. I wouldn't drink the water. That's the cow's pond, but
Ugh.
at least you can't catch it on fire.
All right. I'll try not to.
I think at this point, Mel's probably fallen asleep on the little chair on the, I'm sure there's a porch swing on the veranda there. I think Mel's probably fallen asleep on it and holding the whiskey bottle.
Emery's gotten up and gone to bed at this point.
There, you are feeling it.
I feel bad now, and I don't want to be awake anymore.
You feel it especially when you stand up. Everything spins more
Uh-huh.
than you're used to.
Yeah.
You have to hold on to the handrail so you don't fall off the porch.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes later, you guys hear a very high-pitched scream coming from the pond. Lasts for about a minute.
Jesus.
Boy's got some healthy lungs.
Mel wakes up. What the hell now?
I told you to go to bed.
Doesn't sound like James. It's a much higher pitched scream.
Is anybody
Fucking murdering a
dead?
rabbit? What's happening?
I'm going to go check that out. That's a
Well-
weird noise. Olnak wants to go investigate, if I may.
Absolutely, you can. And because I don't know what the hell's going on, what does Olnak see when he gets there?
What the fuck is happening over here?
You see James like crouched down with his ears plugging his ears with his fingers. Mechanically, I rolled to see which cantrip I would cast.
Okay.
I cast Minor Illusion on accident. So after the minute, the screaming stops. It's like, oh, that's a no one. Don't touch the fleece. Got it.
Mel bumbles from the
What's up,
porch.
Olnak?
Are you dead yet?
What was that, dude?
I didn't set anything on fire.
I mean, that's fair, but that sounded like you were stabbing a goat or something. What the hell was that?
I just did this, and I do it again.
I did this. I did a little flicky motion with my hand or whatever.
Instead, I cast the spell again, essentially, and a chair just kind of materializes.
Not sure how that's useful, but it's a thing. That's a thing you can do.
Like walk up tentatively and attempt to touch the chair. My hand goes straight through it. Huh. Just waving my hand through the chair.
Can I try to touch it? Let's see. Dude, that's fucking weird. It's not there.
I make ghost chairs and screens in the distance.
Ghost chairs. Man, I want some cool magic shit. I ain't got no magic shit. All right.
I just think really, really hard, I guess.
It's just like Elnok's gonna like squint real hard and like poke his temples and just focus with everything he's got.
Can I
He
do
farts.
Roll Constitution.
Can I attempt to cast Minor Illusion but make it look like Olnak is casting magic? Can I do like a sleight of hand to make it
I
seem
got a
like he's casting
17.
magic?
All right, you're fine. And yeah, go ahead. Roll
Okay.
sleight of hand.
Okay. So I'm like rubbing the fleece behind my back.
Just
Into 10.
grunting. He's like,
Is a 14.
I'm gonna beat your passive,
now-
I think.
Yeah, what's your passive?
we're passive. For
Yours
what?
sucks. That's
Passive
Perception.
perception. Yeah, it should be crap.
Yeah,
I
it's,
think
a
like
9.
a 9. Yeah.
It's a 9.
You think you what did you make happen?
Lion's roar.
You think you made a lion's roar?
James, did you hear that shit, bro?
How spooky.
Dude, I'm gonna scare something with that later.
All right.
This may or may not backfire later in the story.
Oh, absolutely. So I can shoot fire, apparently accidentally make a scream, which I'm going to have to explain later to everybody else.
Yeah.
And chair.
Yeah. The chair was weird. That was strange.
Uh,
So was this screamy bit. I'll be honest. That's why I came over here. So I
Yep.
mean,
I kind of wanted to sit down, so I was thinking about, just sitting, but it's very muggy out here, so I was wanting a chair. So
it's a floating fucking chair. Well, I mean, we'll get it hammered out. We'll figure it out.
yeah, we should probably go to sleep before we
Yeah,
get attacked by
I think so.
brain news. Are you
yeah.
okay? You look like you've been beat to hell, man.
Yeah. So had a little trouble with them skeletons. I don't know what I was. I'm something's wrong with my axe, or I'm still hot. I don't know. There's a lot going on right now. I'm a little down that I couldn't protect anybody. Really, I felt like I didn't really need to even be on the battlefield. But
I mean, you definitely drew their attention. That was very helpful.
yeah, that's true.
You didn't get bit by a
Just
zombie,
we'll
did
see.
you?
No, well,
I'm gonna check him to see if he got bit by a zombie.
we're just like
I'm just gonna start circling him, like checking.
I don't think I got bit.
Roll investigation.
That's an 8.
With all the blood, you can't really be sure what caused the wounds. He's definitely battered and bleeding.
You don't have like a fever, do you?
No.
No.
The whiskey might have helped with that, but
Yeah,
it's known old cure for fevers, I think.
I don't recommend washing up in there. I think it's like a cow pie water or something.
Oh,
I don't know. Elliot said something about cows.
yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to bed. I don't
It's probably
try not to
better,
make
yeah.
the screamy thing again. No, if we can avoid that. That was creepy.
was-
We've had
that
enough
was
weird shit happen tonight.
Definitely on accident.
Yeah.
All right. Let's head back.
All right.
God damn it! Stepped on a cow pie. God damn it.
Yeah, you guys are able to make it back to the ranch. No problem. Elliot's still out on the porch. Probably dozed off at this point.
I'm over by wherever the elves are.
Oh,
I'm just close to their
You're
camp.
over by them. On the other side of your barn, then. Posted up against it, probably. And the night passes uneventfully, and you're all able to take a long rest.
I would expect Elliot would probably not sleep well. He would probably have a point of exhaustion.
Okay. That's valid.
Gonna do your roll for BM?
Oh, yeah. Let's see how the morning's going to be.
I feel
Hang on
like
a
the
second.
very first birds start chirping in the morning, and Mel's like
Son
not having it
I
this
didn't
morning.
sleep well. That doesn't make anything better.
Especially since she fell asleep on the veranda, so they're exceptionally loud.
Good morning, everybody. How did everybody sleep?
Oh.
That is awful, Chipper James. God damn it.
There better
Sorry.
be coffee in your hand, or I don't want to hear it.
We made the coffee substitute stuff in the other room.
Substitute?
It's a coffee substitute.
Are we out
It's
of
like-
coffee?
Or don't
grounds?
tell me we're out of coffee.
I think
You
it
were
was like the
supposed to
last,
get coffee at the damn truck stop.
It was like what's left of the instant stuff.
Oh, well,
That's
that's
I
fine.
can do it.
That's
Not
coffee's
fine.
coffee.
fine.
That's perfectly fine.
not
It's got
coffee.
caffeine in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's close
That
enough,
is
right?
all I care about at this
We'll
point.
rob a Starbucks later, Mel. How do you feel about that?
I'm game.
Let's do it.
Robbing what now? You've piqued my interest.
Starbucks. We're gonna rob a Starbucks.
Yeah. Whenever we
How
come
many
across one.
Starbucks do you know are in Colburn?
I really don't know.
None, but next time we run across one, we're gonna rob it.
Absolutely.
There's probably a coffee thing or something.
We still have eggs, right? Does anyone want eggs?
Bro, yes.
Yeah, we've got
Yes. Yes, we want eggs.
All right, how does everyone want them?
Cooked.
I am decidedly not hungry.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, you look.
You
More
feel
pale.
worse than you've ever felt in your life.
I'm just gonna lay my head on the table and sip at my coffee. I'm fine,
Just
thank you.
hope that
Emery's
you
just
die.
trying not to die. Yeah.
Please die. Please do it.
All right, Mel. How do you like your eggs?
Cooked.
That's real specific. That's it.
Scrambled.
There we go.
cool. Most basic answer.
And
Elliot.
could you go a little
Scrambled and
lighter
burnt.
with the
Okay.
butter on the toast? Like, I don't like it soggy.
I can attempt toast.
Oh, never mind. I'll
That's
just
right,
eat
we
what you
don't
put in front of me
really
like I
have-
always do.
Totally.
I have an amazing
right on the
idea.
skillet.
I'm gonna experiment.
Yeah,
I'm
we can
gonna
do that.
make you some toast. All right. Elliot, you said
Do
you said
not
scrambled.
incinerate my bread.
He's over here doing this.
you said scrambled and burnt, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
As opposed to burnt. I just want scrambled and burnt, not burnt.
Gotcha.
Walt makes them burnt.
I'm not sure what that means, but I would go over easy, please.
Gotcha. All right. And no eggs for you.
No eggs.
Gotcha.
You should have some toast.
Maybe a piece of toast.
It'll help.
Bread would be a good idea. You're gonna have to trust me on that one.
And
I'll
then,
try it
and then
toast.
after breakfast, we can go for a nice rejuvenating jog.
I would rather die.
Or not.
It's rejuvenating.
I'm gonna go.
run.
I rode my bike to town last night and then
Oh, yeah,
got
you're-
old
oh,
and then got
Oh my God,
drunk.
your legs are on fire right now. They have to be.
I want to die a little
Yeah,
bit.
I was,
Emery, you and I need to go do some deep, slow stretching before breakfast. Just a nice mellow one.
I need-
no pretzeling. Just a nice, slow practice touching
Let
your
me
toes.
finish my coffee first.
Elliot's gonna go over and gently put his hand on Mel's shoulder and go, "You're gonna want to let it go, or she might try to kill you. You don't know what old people hangover is. Just shh.
I don't, and that sounds awful. And I
it's-
hope to God I never experience.
It's worse
all
than
that.
you can imagine."
I don't want to imagine that.
Can I roll to make breakfast?
Yes. Performance.
Not sleight of hand?
He's not stealing your breakfast.
That sleight of hand isn't stealing.
That depends on
Dexterity of hand
whether or not he
motion.
tries to incinerate our bread or not.
It's manipulating fine instruments.
See how
It's
he
true.
did.
I am proficient in cooking utensils.
Yeah,
Okay.
Got a total of 14, so it's
that's all right. You're not used to burning food on purpose?
yeah. I'm probably like attempting to like hold a firebolt and like light roast the bread. So I hand you toast and there's like a like a more crisp handprint.
I feel like if you're doing that, that's a separate Arcana check.
Yeah, you're
Right?
right.
That is totally an Arcana check to make toast with fireball.
That is not cooking.
It's cooking with different skills. I was not expecting that.
That's cooking in the sense of I aimed a flamethrower at my cornfield to make popcorn. Like,
You can make toast with a kitchen blowtorch, though. I've done that before.
I believe that.
I had a friend that I went to a friendsgiving, and their oven was out, so they roasted their vegetables with a kitchen blowtorch.
Oh my god. Well,
That's awesome.
it's slightly darker than I was expecting.
What'd you roll?
It's a 7 total.
7.
He hands it to me, and I take a butter knife and very carefully scrape all of the charcoal off the one side.
I probably actually
I
did
feel like-
that outside, and I launched a firebolt
Yeah.
straight up into the sky.
With a firebolt, you don't have bread anymore. You did not successfully hold the fire. You firebolted bread. And I don't think bread can survive even 1d4 of damage.
Quick, somebody look it up. How many hit points does Toast have?
3-5 probably has an answer.
I'm sure it does.
All right, it was a failure this time, I will admit, but you know.
You're wasting food.
Just use the pan.
Where's the fun in that?
Having an edible breakfast?
Magic doesn't solve everything.
Listen, all right, when it comes to culinary innovations,
Look, I've got a black spot on my soul. You want it?
no, because I don't need my cell phone that badly. I mean, I'll keep it so that you can do your
make it-
creepy
I don't
freaking.
need
whatever.
it. I learned that the other night.
You don't need your soul.
No, well, obviously, it doesn't matter. I don't have it anymore. No, I don't need the cell phone. It's just dressing. And then I'll message him directly into his brain. See, I told you, I don't need the cell phone. I can just think things at you.
All of the color from James's face is gone. She's just gonna look at you like, okay. I'll go make you some toast normally, I guess, today.
And
Like I said, it's a
I
work in
message
progress.
him again. Thank you.
Just stop it.
The scary part is the ringtone still goes off. in
Ah,
my mind.
stop it. I can't put that to voicemail.
I think I'm having a normal conversation via telepathy, but every time I do that,
Do
they
you
get the screamy
ringtone in
ringtone.
return?
No. I think this is perfectly normal.
If you message me while I'm hungover, I might stab you.
Use your spoken words.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
I don't want Emery to stab me.
I inadvertently
She's
intimidated.
scary now that she's old.
I think Emery intimidated on your behalf.
Yeah, James doesn't know that.
You're arguing and it's loud. Stop it.
I like you, Grumpy Emery. This is fun.
I was trying to do it in his head and he got mad at me. You know, you can think back at me too.
He's just gonna.
That was rude.
Got the point across, and I'm gonna walk outside and annihilate something else.
I feel like Mel sticks her tongue out at him as he leaves.
At this point, has anybody checked in on the kid recently?
He fell asleep last night.
Sure,
After
Walt got
we-
him to bed.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Walt tucked him back in.
See him come down, and he's pale. He doesn't look like he slept particularly well. He did get to leave a root cellar and walk around and look at a bunch of dead zombie corpses before going to bed.
Who
That
let him
brings
do
me
that?
nightmares.
That was a bad plan.
We were distracted.
He is solemn and quiet, and he has looked like he has been afraid for a couple of hours now, but he sits down at the table.
You want some breakfast there, buddy?
Food would probably be okay.
Hey, Jacob, what's the matter with you this morning?
I don't know if you've seen your front yard, sir, but there's a lot of bodies and corpses and bones, and there's some blue dust stuff. And
Yeah, you're right. We probably ought to clean that up after breakfast.
that's They look like they've been dead for a long time.
Yeah, we think so. Well, see, they were bad people trying to come hurt us, and we had to make them not hurt us. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do, and that was a thing.
Does that always happen in the dark out here?
No, that's never happened before, actually. So we're going to try really hard to make that to not happen anymore.
Looks like something from the scary movies my mom used to watch.
Yeah.
Very
I
like
agree.
that.
At this point, James is going to come out with a plate of scrambled eggs in the shape of smiley face. I rolled a natural 20 for the performance check on that one, so it is perfect.
They are baller eggs. And Jacob lights up a little bit at that. Thank you, sir.
And
You're
and
welcome.
Jacob, don't let Charlie talk you into giving him too many table scraps. He'll get fat.
He will get?
He'll get fatter.
He'll get fatter. He's pretty good shape. I said, I've got some Alpo for him. I'll get him his breakfast.
And I'll whisper over to Jacob, and don't talk to Emery. She's super cranky. And don't say anything about her hair either.
Who's Emery? Where is Emery and who's the new lady?
I don't want to talk about it.
That would be Emery, there, little buddy.
No, I saw her yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a long
got a lot to explain.
story, and hopefully our elves might be able to solve the problem. And if that's the case, then we'll have our regular Emery back in no time.
Magic is fucking weird.
Language.
Don't use those words. Remember, those are adult words. We've had this talk about adult words and kid words and like the difference, and
Everything
swearing
is
is
fucking messed
bad.
up.
Language.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
Yes, it is. You're fucking right.
James is going to peek through from the kitchen with a knife, just watch your language around the kid.
Emery
Fine.
picks up her butter knife and puts it back.
Jacob, you have earned the right to use it just this once, but don't overuse it.
Okay.
Okay.
With that, Walt stumbles out. He's not used to staying up late like that. And he's all messed up. And you already got on top of cooking the breakfast. That's my job around these parts there.
Yeah, but there was a rough night last night, so we wanted to let you sleep in.
I was gonna cook it for the brave and valiant warriors that y'all... Elliot, you do know you left the army.
Yeah, I did.
Like...
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a good idea. I should have totally done that. Hey, we're gonna finish up breakfast and then we gotta go check on those calves. That new one was looking kind of poor. We'll have to go check him, make sure he's not got any milk fever.
Okay. Calves are... Yep, they're the priority now. Nowadays, we'll do that. Elliot. About that time you hear on the door.
Charlie goes off.
So I'll go over and answer the door.
Emery groans.
It's Hagmar at the door.
Oh, Hagmar, come on in. We just got breakfast on. You want something to eat?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Is it? What is it you are eating? It is yellow.
Eggs. Scrambled egg.
You eat the eggs?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not even any kale. It's a bit of a shame, really.
Let's grab Emery. We'll go over in the living room and...
Yes, come with me, friend.
She definitely brings her coffee.
Hey there, listener. I'm here with a quick ad break. As always, thank you for listening. We are having a blast making this, and we appreciate you joining us on this ride. Secondly, we have a new non-sponsored ad. As you've heard at the end of every episode, we use Epidemic Sound to source almost all of our music and sound effects. If you are a content creator of any kind, Epidemic Sound is offering you a free 7-day trial of their program. After that, plans start at just $9.99 a month. With a paid membership, you gain access to over 40,000 music tracks and over 90,000 sound effects. You have unlimited downloads, publishing rights for anywhere online, and the ability to monetize your channels. As you've heard through our episodes, the content selection is broad and high quality, and they couldn't make building a soundtrack any easier. Head on over to our podcast description where you can find our referral code to gain access to Epidemic Sound and help support our podcast. While you're looking through our podcast description, make sure to check out our Pinecast referral as well. Pinecast is the easy one-stop shop platform for hosting a podcast, and with our referral code, you get 40% off for 4 months when you sign up for a paid plan the first time. If you're looking for a different way to support the podcast, please leave us a review on your podcasting app of choice. Like, follow, and subscribe to us on our social media. And of course, word of mouth is the best way to help us spread. Thank you again for joining us on this adventure. And now we're back to the episode. Egmar thankfully rolled quite well on his Arcana check. And so he hands you a bottle.
I'm going to come out with a knife just in case.
Egmar points his hand at you. Coming at him with a knife, he points his hand at you.
This isn't for you. This is for Cranky over there.
And it's a cliche, like, you've seen fantasy movies before. It's a cliche glass vial with a cork stopper.
Yeah.
It's
Kind
got
of holds it up to the light and looks at it.
It's got a beautiful red liquid in it with like purple and gold glittery bits in it.
I have never seen something that looks this magical.
Elliot, especially having picked all of the things that are in that potion, is quite curious as to how it became that color of, you've got white mushrooms and a little bit of dark berries, but then brown roots, and it is red, almost crimson. Almost got a
Hagmar, you
glow to it.
You're sure about this stuff?
Well, yes, this, assuming that you are good with the plants side, I am confident that I did the magic part.
Can I do an insight check?
Go for it.
Yeah, I believe him. I got an 8.
Yep.
Well, I know some of the plants we picked, and that stuff's gonna cure you or it'll kill you.
Well, only one way to find out. She just unstoppers it and drinks the whole thing.
Perfect. It tastes pretty darn good. It's got a vague, almost strawberry jelly kind of flavor to it, with a little bit of like a whiskey warmth to it. And nothing immediately happens, but you do feel yourself kind of tired. Agmar says, it is best, this is big portion. You should go lay down.
I probably wasn't going to make it through the morning anyway. I will take that advice. Thank you. I appreciate your help a lot.
You have been most hospitable to us as well. That said, when you wake up, please have your friends come and join us. We will be leaving tomorrow.
Okay. Will do. See you later.
What about all that training we were talked about?
That was before Imoritar started raising his army again.
Fair point. Fair point.
That was part of his army.
It will be best explained by all of us when you are all rested and without small children.
All right, Emery's gonna go back to bed.
Perfect.
I'm gonna take Jacob on cattle rounds and try to avoid the massacre center.
Thankfully, that was just kind of centered to your driveway.
So while you and Walt and Charlie, or I'll grab Walt and we'll basically grab wheelbarrows and we'll start cleaning things up, and we'll go take them. Got a kind of an upside down pickup hood, and I'll go I got a couple horses that are broke to drive, and we'll pile them up on that hood, and then we'll drag them off in a ravine back up kind of in the woods and dump them all in a pile.
Now, when you get up to the big guys, the big boys, you see though they were big boys, probably almost 7-8 foot tall, broad as a brick house. You know.
Do you know of any people in Colburn who were buried? They were this big?
Do I know anybody in Colburn that was that big?
No.
No, not that I ever heard of.
No, you haven't even heard of you know somebody that big in a town like this
Would have
been a
yeah.
legend on the football team, and you've not heard nothing about no freight
Yeah.
trains.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's been some 6'6", 6'8" boys, but nothing like that.
I don't think these guys came from the graveyard.
Yeah. We're going to keep leveraging bodies up onto the little skid.
Perfect. That'd take you. I mean, there was a lot of them, but thankfully the fireballs and lightning bolts cremated quite a few. So there's a bunch of piles of dust, but you could probably just mix that into your driveway pretty easy.
Oh, God, I'm breathing in dead guy.
But even with that, it's still that's a couple hours work easy. Anybody else want to be doing something whilst?
I was probably helping with the cleanup operation, but
Mel's definitely doing an, I don't know, nature walk or something with Jacob. Of course, she knows nothing about nature, so she's just making shit up.
You have Rosha has joined you, and she is absorbing everything you were telling her.
Oh, God. We pick a lovely bouquet of poison oak or something. I don't know.
What is Old Knock up to?
Olnok's helping with the cleanup
Okay.
because it seems the best thing to do. The kid was pretty freaked out, so we might as well help clean it up. And more people means we'll get it done faster.
Perfect. I'm actually going to correct that. Maylin joins you. Rosha does not join you. Rosha is also taking a nap.
Yes, I bet she is.
But yeah, Elliot's got a pretty good sized property. There's a lot of wandering around you can do. You guys return around the time he's pretty well done cleaning up. In fact, you probably pick up on what he's doing, and you can kind of see that he's getting to the end when you guys start steering back. And about that time, Emery would be waking up.
Yeah. She'll wake up and kind of sit up and look at her hands and,
They look like they should.
oh, thank
Yeah, you feel surprisingly good, actually.
Yeah.
It was a potion of greater restoration.
Yeah.
Until we have no one in the party capable of casting that magics. So you're feeling pretty good. To the extent of you even had a toothache that you've been putting off for a while because
Yeah, there's no dentist anymore.
there's no health insurance in the restaurant business to begin with anyway.
Yep.
That doesn't hurt. And just all in all, you're still hurt. You're still sore from yesterday.
Yeah.
You still feel like you got the ever-living shit scared out of you. You look about right, but you do have a streak of permanently white hair.
I was hoping
That's
that would
so
happen.
cool, actually. So she'll practically, even though she's sore, she'll practically, bound down the stairs and go outside and join everyone.
And You guys see a normal Emery come back out the door with, again, a permanent shock of white hair.
Oh, that looks even cooler.
What's up,
What?
Bride of
Your
Frankenstein?
hair. That's awesome.
See, I was
Is it
thinking
still
rogue.
white?
No, just like the streak here. Yeah,
That
you
one
got
right
this whole
there.
rogue thing
Digging it.
going.
Hell yeah. That's cool. I feel so much better.
You look good.
That ghost is gonna fucking haunt my nightmares.
Yeah, you have a new
Yeah.
sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I have never been that scared in my life. Or that hungover.
was
Yeah,
gonna say,
that whole getting old thing sounds
I'm
really
not-
sucky.
Yeah. I look forward to doing it at a normal speed.
Yeah, I don't look forward to doing that. I already sold my soul. You think I could get youth?
I think you made
I feel like it might be a possibility, but did you sell your whole soul or just like a piece? I don't know how that shit works.
I don't know. I didn't read the fine print. That was the
That's
problem.
true. That's true. You did not read the fine print. MRM, major rookie mistake.
And seeing that you're back on your feet, the elves kind of migrate over towards you guys. They've been kind of taking their time breaking down camp. They're leaving their tents up, they're leaving their fire pit up, but everything else that they had set up is getting broke down. They are very clearly packing up to leave. They're doing their darndest to try to make it look as though they were never there, trying to leave no trace, all that good stuff. Cleaning up after themselves quite handily.
Ultimate park rangers, the elves.
It's, if anything, that part of the land looks like it has benefited from their presence.
The grass is a little bit greener and a little bit taller around where their camp
They
was.
tidied up all of the little bits of broken down farming equipment that had been left there.
Must be nice to be an elf.
Must be nice.
And they come up and they join you, and they say, well, it is apparent that Immortar is moving right along on schedule as he normally does. We were hopeful that the new terrain would throw him for as much of a loop as it has thrown us, but he is starting on the same chain of events he does every time he enters a new world.
So it's possible that this isn't just happening here. This is happening everywhere.
That is most likely, yes. The closer you are to Immortar, the worse it probably is. Part of... He is so hard to beat because your army becomes his.
Oh, Grady.
But with the chain of events going as they are, it is time for us to get to the coast. We need to leave this continent. No one has ever stopped in Moratar. We are here to live a long, full life. And the best way to do that is to leave the land he is trying to conquer.
Well, we thank you for your help that you provided us.
Truly. Really, thank you.
So we appreciate your hospitality as well. It is nice to know that there are at least some friends in this strange land. But we must, and we strongly, you handled yourselves quite well in that battle. We know we said we would train you, but there are not many who are willing to stand to the undead and not only not flee, but actively fight back.
Yeah, well, we're stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There is a fine line between stupid and courageous. This is a fair assessment.
Yeah, we toe that line pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't always worked out in our favor, but we're still alive. I guess that we got that, and kind of helped Emery not be
Old and
how
decrepit
old, like
anymore.
almost
No
60,
offense,
however old she was. Like it was pretty bad, but she got that sweet white streak of hair. That's pretty cool. Digging that.
It is a mark of honor amongst our people. Means you stood against the undead and you managed to speak the next day.
Nice.
That is not a common thing.
Were that spectral thing that we fought, is that normal for within the undead packs? Is that pretty average?
That is... It is a ghost. Ghosts are no more or less common than some of the other undead.
So it's possible that if we do run into more of Moritar's army, there's going to be either more or less of these things?
There is excellent chance that you may see more. The range of the undead that a Moritar can generate are varied and vast.
Like those bigger undead whatevers?
The ogre zombies, yes.
Ogre zombies.
Could you?
Brilliant.
Yes, ogre.
Is
Ogre
there
die, ogre come
something-
back as ogre zombies. This is how zombies work.
Do
I'm
you
still-
have like good happy things that might have come over with you? Like, I don't know, Tinkerbells and unicorns and leprechauns or something?
Fairies. I think you mentioned fairies at some
Yeah,
point.
fairies.
Oh, Lord help us if the fairies have come over.
Oh, great.
The fairies, they are tricksters.
Oh, God.
But if a unicorn came over, that is great. Good luck finding one. There are not many on our world.
Oh, good. There's good magic out there, too.
Oh,
Not
of course
just
there is
evil,
good
gross,
magic.
nasty stuff.
A Moritar just does not tend to attract the good.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not particularly interested in happiness and benefiting the mortals.
Yeah, it's not really in line with his philosophies.
But God Lord's hope the leprechauns and the fairies stayed on our world.
James is going to look visibly insulted by the leprechaun comment.
you,
Being
not-
Irish-born.
Being from our world, you seem to know quite a bit about our...
We have legends.
Myths.
In our world, most people don't think they're real.
It would appear as though if things continue this way, many people will find out that they were wrong.
The hard way.
It seems like it.
So, Roja, again, I want to thank you for your help that you've done for us and the information that you've given. But before you go, I do want to tell you that I understand why you are running, and I understand that you've got to do what you think is best. But just remember that if no one stands up to a Moritar, he will always win, and he will never be stopped, and you'll never stop running.
I have lost many friends who stood to a Moritar.
I understand.
It does not seem too much matter. But are you suggesting that you wish to stand to a Moritar?
Well, I'm certainly not going to bow down to him anytime soon.
I don't think we can just watch as he destroys our world. I can't.
All I know is that running away and not trying to stop him isn't gonna stop him. I'm old. He's attacked my place and he's attacked my people, and that pisses me off something fierce. There's worse things to me. I think we need to do something.
Well, you want to ride bicycles all the way to Boston?
Oh God, no! That's not even civilized. That's what I got
Listen.
horses for.
People do that, though.
What kind of a crazy maniac rides a bicycle from here to Boston?
Just think how good a shape we'd be in when we got there, though. Like, come on. Or we'd have legs of steel.
You can ride your bicycles if you want to. I got horses. I'm riding like a civilized human being.
Yeah, people who ride bikes cross country are certifiably insane.
Yeah, those are masochists, in my opinion.
My mom used to do that with her friends. Like, we thought it was fun.
I would much rather ride a
Across
horse,
the country.
Honestly.
Well, like across the California coast, but
No,
that's freaking
that's
huge.
still pretty far. That's still pretty far.
Do you guys know how long?
But you didn't have to go over the Continental Divide.
Well, no.
Yeah, guys.
a different trip.
Even taking horses cross country, that's gonna. How long did it take you guys, the elves on your lizards? How long did it take y'all to get to here?
It took us
several weeks, but we did not start in the boss town.
Boston.
Didn't they start in Memphis?
Yeah.
We decided
yeah,
to do
they
in
started
Memphis.
in Memphis.
I believe that is correct, and there was some weird timey-wimey weirdness that allowed us to travel quickly in a way that makes this timeline make sense.
Inspiration to
yes.
the DM.
Lovely timey-wimey stuff.
Do we?
It's a very specific backstory of how all the timing and events made it work.
We entered a field of corn. We left a field of corn, and then there were mountains.
That's how the plains feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's not inaccurate, actually.
Just one big ass field.
if Volred steps up at this point, if you all will be so foolish to stand to Emoritar, you need to know some things. Firstly, it is confusing to convey, but the things we fought last night are less his army and more a side effect of his army, if this makes sense. He casts dark magics on the land to where opposing forces don't stay dead. In doing so, it can taint the land. Some things that you face will absolutely be trying to kill you, but they are not necessarily part of Imoritar's army. You are going to need to take a look at your weaponry. There are certain materials that are effective against the undead, and there are materials that are less so. It needs to be... We have found metals that are pure do quite well. In our world, we use silver and golded weapons. Silver more so. Gold is soft. Iron has had a good amount of effectiveness, but we use alchemy to combine our metals for strength. Those metals do not seem to affect the undead near as well.
Well, Elliot, do you got any wrought iron fences?
Nope, just steel.
Got any horseshoes?
Well, yeah, I got horseshoes. They don't make horseshoes out of iron anymore. Iron's too soft.
Oh. So you mean the lucky horseshoes aren't lucky?
Sure, they're lucky. You just got to make sure they're pointed up.
How about that
Sounds
cemetery?
uncomfortable.
Did that have like a... What kind of fencing did that have?
I don't think any of us want to go anywhere near a cemetery.
Not particularly.
We
Just
already
saying.
killed everything that came out of it.
Before
Theoretically.
the elves leave, do they wear armor?
These elves are mostly clad in leather armor.
Okay, that's
Things
what I
of that
figured.
nature.
Should we make some leather armor? Do you know how to tan hide, Elliot?
Takes a while and it smells awful.
Right.
We can show you ways to, we call it silvering your weapons. It is a temporary solution. Every time you hit, a little bit of the silver leaves. Eventually it has to be reapplied. You would be willing to, if you are foolish enough to go in the direction of Emoritar, I feel it would be neglectful of us to not pass that.
I bet Emery could really use
Would love
that.
to figure that out. Yeah.
And we can get our hands on silver. That's doable.
Yeah. Cool.
Emoritar is bringing his army. This is As far as distance can make sense in this context, the farthest he's ever had to bring his army is massive, his army is vast, and his army is in a different world, existence. I don't know what word goes there.
We refer to them as dimensions, usually, I think.
This word. It will take him time to get his proper army here. There's no telling how long, though. It could be next week, it could be 3 years from now.
It sounds like our best bet is to move towards him as quick as possible then.
Also, Rosia, you don't know this, but the state that you are currently in, the state of Colorado, is, to the best of my knowledge, it is the top silver producing place in the entire world. There is more silver in these mountains than anywhere else. So that's something on our side.
There is at least some sign of good fortune.
Do we have any silver readily available to us, though, that doesn't involve mining for it?
A little bit, but not enough to do weapons. But I know we can find, I've got some books on the shelf about old mine claims. I guarantee you we can find some silver mines around here.
You want to go mine exploring?
No, I think there's some current production silver mines around.
Oh God!
It's a place
You're
to
not going to
start.
make us walk all the way to Cripple Creek, are you?
Ride
That's a
horses?
trip.
I'm gonna ride a horse. You can walk if you want to.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
can wear your helmet too.
I'm not going to wear my helmet when I'm walking. That's for bicycle safety. And maybe for horseback riding.
You should
because
probably wear your helmet on the
You
horseback.
should probably wear your helmet on the horse.
At least until you get to know each other better.
He stopped biting me finally.
I told you the carrots will work.
It
You did-
helps.
It did help.
It'd help if your hands didn't smell like kale.
They don't anymore because somebody won't feed me any real vegetables.
What are you talking about? You eat the same carrots that the horse does.
I know. Only because I'm stealing them from the horses.
Listen, all right, I'm a cook. I'm doing the best I can here, all right?
All right, so I think Emery is going to get this silvering technique from the elf that offered it, Borid.
All right, Volred branches off with you.
Yeah.
Montage. Have a montage.
So yeah, you get this. You get shown the silvering process. They've one thing they have done the whole time they've been here is they have kept a campfire going pretty much the whole time. They've got themselves a solid bed of embers, and so it's not unlike. I'm sure you've done casting.
Yeah.
You've got your big cup. I don't know what they're called. The big cup thing
It's
that
the
they melted in.
crucible.
Crucible. You got your crucible. You melt down the silver into it. And then they very delicately pour it along the very edge of the weaponry, just silvering the sharp part, laying on fairly thick so they have enough material to sharpen back down. But they do warn, Volred warns, by pouring the molten metal onto your weapon, we're throwing the temper all out of whack. This is now a very brittle, less predictable weapon.
Mm-hmm.
If you are fighting, I would save this for, flesh. You should not be bashing silvered weapons against
This is best
armor.
for things like undead, too.
Yes. This is
So for anything else, use a different weapon.
yes. This is the ghost yesterday would have been affected. Things of that nature. But these are not weapons for hand-to-hand combat with another armed opponent.
Good to know.
With this, us silvering things currently, are we able to get most of our weaponry silvered, or do they have enough silver and are willing to give up enough silver to silver a bit?
They are willing to display it on a dagger.
Okay, gotcha. So we're gonna have to supply the rest of the.
So you have one
Silvery.
silvered dagger.
Okay.
Cool.
There's I know there's a place in Junction that buys gold and silver.
You want to go back there?
I don't want to go back there. Pawn shops a lot of time.
That's
Any
true.
coin stores.
I know a pawn shop for reasons back in town. I know that they've got silver gold.
Coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a possibility. I'm not going to say we can get a lot, and it's already processed.
I think moving back towards Junction is not the way we want to go, though. If we're going to be going anywhere, we should be making our way east.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I'm sure we could probably scavenge on that way. I know
There's a lot of jewelry shops
there's a
in
lot
Colorado.
of jewelry shops. Yeah, it's big. So I think we could find stuff on the way. I agree with you.
So, like, if we're going to start going on a epic trip on horseback, somebody doesn't like biking, which way are we going to go? Are we going to, like, follow the interstate? I mean, there'll be cars and people there, or, like, go over a mountain?
I mean, if you think about it, though, interstate is the most straightforward route in most cases.
At
It's
least
designed for
through the
travel.
mountains, that's probably the best route.
It is, but it's also our most likely route to have to deal with other people, like the bikers.
That's true.
Oh,
They're
God.
going to be all over those roads.
What we
And
could
if we're
do,
on horses, we're not tied to the roads either.
That's true.
That's true.
Travel's a little slower, a little rougher, but we can avoid that. We're going to run into other problems, but we will avoid mostly people.
If we take the road, the interstate through the mountains, at least through the Rocky Mountains, should be
Well-
fine. And then we can just go cross country once we get past.
Yeah, but do you want to drop into Denver?
Ew.
No.
Me either.
Well,
Fair
like,
play.
there,
Yeah,
I
Denver's
mean,
gonna have a lot of people.
even from Colburn, isn't there like a back road that'll take you over to, like, over the mountain, and you'll end up on that road between Carbondale and
Yeah, we can.
Paonia and all
we can
that.
get over into the back rifle. From there, we can go around Uncle Bob's Mountain, drop into Aspen.
God,
yeah.
this is gonna be
From-
a lot around.
That's
There's
kind of what
a-
I said.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Isn't
we
there
can.
like Bowie or something?
There's that's a little different, but we could get there from here if we needed to. Bowie's a coal mine.
There's no
But-
silver and coal mines, is there?
Not usually.
No.
No, I don't
It
know.
wouldn't be a
these
coal mine
things.
very
Do I
long. It
look
wouldn't-
like a miner?
But yeah, actually, I don't think Cripple Creek is a half bad idea.
Oh.
And we can get there from here.
God,
cross
it's
country.
gonna be cold up there.
Yeah, but we want to do it in the summertime. We don't want
It's
to try that in the
approaching
wintertime.
summer. You know, we're
Yeah.
this is the time of year to be heading through the Rocky Mountains on horseback.
Ugh.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But how far, Elliot, did you say those silver mines, those abandoned silver mines were?
Elliot would tell you. If Elliot knows this information, he would inform you of that. God, it's the crow flies?
It's the crow flies. It's probably like 80 miles. Is
No, it's about 150 miles.
maybe.
And that's where like the closest silver mines are.
I bet there's closer.
No, there's silver mines through the mountains.
Yeah, because Cripple Creek's over by the springs.
Yeah, it's over by Colorado Springs. But there
Which
are
is another place
mines.
that we
I
would
just
want to avoid.
I personally can't tell you. I don't know where they are.
And I can assure you, we do not want to go through Canyon City.
If you follow the major roads, it's 262 miles to Cripple Creek,
Good Lord.
which is just a fraction of the distance from here to Boston.
Yeah. We have
You know,
quite a ways to
Leaps
go.
and bounds, right? Small steps.
Every journey begins with a single step.
Okay, Rafik.
I was going to say Yoda, but sure.
I think that's Confucius, actually, but that's
Oh, it's
that's-
a real one.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny.
I think at some point while they're showing about silvering weapons, which is completely not interesting to Mel at all, she's going to go off kind of a little bit in the field with her cell phone, and she's going to actually try to reach out to her patron and see if she can make contact with it.
Ooh.
So just roll a d20. birthday answers.
11. 11.
All right. Yep, your phone goes through.
It screams. Oh God, is that what everybody's complaining about in their head? No wonder they don't like this.
Hello, my child.
Okay, that's a little bit too familiar, but okay. So I've been talking to some folks and I have questions.
I might have answers for you.
You're only gonna ask me to do good favors, right?
I would only ask you to do things that are good for me. Yes, I would not wish you to do me harm.
I mean, you're not gonna ask me to kill good people or anything, right?
I, so far, have asked you to save a child from me.
And that's great. And I really appreciate that. And I'm going to take him someplace safe for him, right? That church is a good thing.
Our church is not a area of sanctuary in your world.
Depends on the church. But for the most part, yes. Yes, for the most part they are.
Our churches in your world are areas for worshiping those more powerful than yourself, no?
I'm a little rusty on my religious theory, but yes, I'm gonna go with yes.
Well, then I do not see your concern.
Are you oh. By the way, those are some really cool powers you've given me.
I am glad you are enjoying them so far. I look forward to my end of the deal being met.
So about that, could you give me some more details on that? You said...
Where is the confusion? You have saved the child. Now you must deliver him to the church.
And don't worry. As soon as we leave here and I find the church in question, I will absolutely deliver him there. I'm just wondering, was that, 2 favors, or is that just the first favor? How many?
This is the first favor.
Okay.
Save the child.
You sound really annoyed. Could you be less annoyed? It's intimidating.
I have given you ample power, and so far you have sat with the child at a ranch for weeks, and you have spoken with the elves.
And I learned a lot. That was super helpful. You have to realize this is totally out of my element.
I even gave you a phone call to your father.
Yeah?
Was this not me upholding my end of the deal?
Yes.
And I am curious as to how much longer I can anticipate waiting for my end.
Not long. I think we're gonna get going here pretty soon. There was talk of traveling on horseback, which is slow, and I apologize, but that's as fast as I can go.
What other questions do you have, child?
I don't know. I'm scared now. Thank you.
The church will fall upon your path.
Perfect. Just what I always wanted in a church.
The child needs to be kept safe until he reaches the church.
And he'll still be kept safe when he gets there, though, yeah?
So far, you have allowed the child to be at least emotionally scarred when you allowed him to wander a field of rotting corpses after your battle. I feel the bar is being set fairly low.
You know, I'm barely more than a child myself, just saying. It's kind of blind leading the deaf. Blind. Whatever.
You are the one who entered into this agreement. Are
Yeah.
you wanting to back out? I can find someone more
I'm
capable.
good.
That cook in your party appears to be showing some magical promise of his own.
I'm capable. I will absolutely follow through and
Is this why I heard you asking if you could make deals with other deities?
did I ask that?
You were wanting to see how to prolong your life, if I remember correctly.
Oh shit.
You were wondering if I owned your entire soul or if there was more to spread around.
Well, no, actually I am
I
wondering
warn
about
you,
that.
child.
Does any of that belong to me still?
You are messing with things with which you seem to have but the loosest of grasps.
I agree with that
I would be
100%.
very careful with what you wish.
I'm not wishing anything.
I
just
do not
idle
share
thoughts.
my toys kindly.
That's offensive.
What other questions about this straightforward favor do you have?
Nope, none. I'm good. Thank you. Can I go now, please?
I will give you but 3 weeks.
Okay.
You do not want to disappoint me
Nope.
further, Mel Kelly. Your father is in California,
Yep.
as is your mother, I believe.
Yep.
It sounds as though a lot of their help has been leaving them hanging as of late.
Probably.
It would be unfortunate if they started asking favors of the wrong people. You have 3 weeks.
Okay.
And the phone hangs up.
So, Elliot, how can I help you pack up? Wait, where did everybody go? Guys? Hello? Shit.
At this point, we're having lunch.
What in the world were you doing? Your eyes like rolled up into the back of your head. Are you okay?
You saw her just stand in a field for a while.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, okay.
I got-
It's gonna
I got
take a
it.
little bit. We got to make sure the horses have fresh shoes, and we got to get our stuff put together, and we
still
got
gotta plan a
to decide
route.
where we're going. But we're working on it.
So, like, we had a couple days?
We might be able to get on the road tomorrow if we want to, but
That sounds great.
we
Let's
can
go.
definitely do it in 2 days.
Okay, perfect. Let's get going. And, where's Jacob? I need to find Jacob.
He was out playing in the barn last I knew.
Perfect.
You go to the barn and you see him hanging out in the hayloft.
How's-
Jumping out of the loft into the pile of hay down below.
Yeah.
How you doing up there, kiddo?
This is the most fun thing I've found to do.
Don't hurt
I
yourself.
only found a couple of pokey things in the hay.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Let's redirect that. How are you at rock skipping? Have you ever done any rock skipping?
I can skip on a sidewalk.
Okay, let's go down to that there cow pond and we'll find some nice round flat stones and I'll show you how to skip rocks.
Fantastic. You go with the child. What's everyone else up to?
I think Emery is consulting with Ulnock on what kind of axe he would like to wield. Because she does have some of her metalworking equipment with her. And she might be able to work something up.
I feel like the blade needs to be bigger.
Yeah,
It just wasn't hitting anything. It's not built for battle.
that's true. It's built for what if just wood, like
It's
wood
to break
framed
through
houses.
doors typically, right? Like, so it's
Yeah.
just an axe.
All right, yeah, we could do bigger.
Basically a wood splitting axe with a wicked claw on the back.
Yeah, I don't know that I know what like war axes look like, but I can make something that looks pretty fucking cool.
I would say Google
mean-
it, but that ain't gonna work.
Mel, can you Google a picture of a war axe?
No. My phone's temporarily out of order.
All right, fair enough.
Namely, I'm afraid to use it.
I didn't catch that. What?
Nothing. Nothing.
So I was thinking,
This is fine. How quickly can you finish this?
Probably pretty quick.
Yep, let's go. Hi, niece.
Not gonna help with metalwork, but I appreciate the encouragement.
I don't know how much metal we have to work with, but how familiar are you with like Star Trek?
Vaguely.
Okay. So that's the only real thing I can think of that's got like a really big blade, like
You are
the
not-
Klingon thing.
You are not making a bet, Lith.
It's not the same thing, but it's like the blade, the shape of the blade and its
Yeah.
length.
Yeah.
It seems to be like a couple of, like maybe a foot, maybe two. It's got a lot more length
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. We can play with it. We'll play with it. I'll work on something.
Just like, I think we could still get away with using this handle, but we're going to have to shape the axe to just be curved and more of the
Yeah.
handle.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony is too good. I've got some plowshares in the back so we can forge our plowshares into swords.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Okay, axes, but still, the principle is there.
Yeah.
I still have my machete, but that's for hacking like foliage. That's not meant for
Oh,
hacking
it will
limbs.
hack limbs too in a heartbeat. Don't worry about that.
Could I have a knife that doesn't fold up on itself when I stab things?
Yes.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna unfold my knife kit. Just like take your pick.
You're gonna share your knives?
Really?
That's the
Pick one.
kindest gesture I've ever seen from James.
This is big. Yeah.
I extraordinarily flattered. I pick out one.
Not that one.
How about that one? And Mel picks a different one.
There you go. That one
Okay.
works.
It's like it's
Paring knife?
no.
like a boning knife, like a curved.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking more of a
Thin
boning type
boning
knife.
Yep. There you go. I have
Thank
two
you.
of those. You can have that one.
Okay, thanks. I'll take the less good one. I'm perfectly fine with that. I
Are
can
you
cut-
guys bonding right now?
I can cut myself on butter
All right,
knives,
okay.
so like.
And Emery is going to walk around with Elliot and scrounge whatever metal she can and get started on some weapons.
Perfect. I'm assuming Elliot is fairly willing to allow his absolutely useless tractor bits to be
Oh, sure.
sourced for material. So there's, shoot, you got, like he was saying, you got plows, you got.
And that's hardenable steel, so I know it'll make a good axe.
Yeah.
James is gonna start making checklists of like food provisions and whatnot that need to be packed up.
Okay, smart. Whilst Emery is forging a blade, what's Olnok doing?
Something survivory.
Well, I got the food covered. If you want to help with like the other non-edibles.
Well, once you can help her with the forging, run the hammer and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'll go get the horses up
Okay.
and go make sure they've got good fresh shoes on and start getting all the gear together.
That actually makes perfect sense. I'll help with my axe so we can get the shape to what I think it should be, since I didn't describe it very well.
And that way you can like test it out a couple times.
Yeah.
Like,
Before I have to use it in battle and go, this is bad.
yep.
So with his aid, go ahead and roll advantage.
Okay.
What did you roll last time? Was that performance?
I think it was.
it was.
I was making an art thing at that
True.
time.
I guess there's an argument for survival, maybe here.
Well, you could. She's proficient in it,
Mhm.
so she'll get a proficiency bonus, and then either strengths or dex, whichever one she'd be better. Maybe wisdom, possibly.
Wisdom would make
strength,
sense.
Strength or dex would be better for me.
Okay.
Strength would be. I think my strength and dex are the same, actually. Yeah.
So then, yeah, either of those plus proficiency is fine.
Okay. With advantage.
Yeah, he's assisting. You're not having to deal with the fatigue.
As a 19.
Awesome. You're able to make a solid battle axe out of it.
Cool.
It is steel. All your farm implements would absolutely be steel.
Yeah.
In fact, I think farming is why steel was a thing, so they'd quit breaking on the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
that'll give him a great axe stack.
Yeah, do you want it to be a battle axe, great axe?
Great axe.
Great axe.
So that'll give you a D12.
Oh,
But
Okay.
it's not versatile, so it's always two-handed.
which is fine. I was basically doing that anyway. I don't have two at the moment.
Perfect. So yeah, you've got a great axe. Yeah. Do you want to? Are you? Anything else you want to do to it now?
No, because the silvering was bad. It made the blade more brittle, so we don't want to do silvering on it.
I could
unless it's an
silver
absolutely
your
necessary.
fireman's axe.
Okay.
Perfect.
That gives me a backup weapon in that case. Yeah.
There you
Yeah, fireman's axe is only for undead.
go. There you
Do we have enough silver to just be silver?
I don't know if we have silver right now, but when we do, I will do your fireman's axe.
That makes sense.
We have, like, did we all end up with bows or no? I don't remember.
We
now.
all did training with him. You almost
We
took
all-
somebody's eye out with it.
Yeah, we all did training with them, so we were all kind of proficient. But do we all have bows?
If we don't, I know a place in Rifle where a guy actually makes them.
There you go.
That's
Yeah, I
ironic.
can't see Elliot having just 5 bows.
That's
2 or
a-
3
yeah.
max. I can't see that many. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who do have bows, namely Elliot and James, how are you on arrows?
Oh, I've got plenty.
Yeah, those I'm not too worried about. You can have a full quiver easy on those. You can
Some of
stock
them are
back up
kind of
to 20.
gooey, but I got 20 of them.
Ew.
But
Stock
yeah.
back up to a full 20 before you leave. No worries there.
In any sporting goods store we go by, we can get our hands on more. And if it worst comes to worst, I can make some.
Did you guys see the handprint I left in my bow? My hand fits perfectly in it now.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It'll actually help with your anchor. It might help you shoot a little better. But no, there's a guy over in Rifle that does just primitive bow stuff. So if we need to, we could get over there. See if we could trade for something.
On the way, right? Because Mel over there seems a bit in a hurry.
Well, yeah, it's the other direction than the way we need to go to Cripple Creek. So we'll have to make the decision.
You know, as long as we're moving, that
Yeah.
counts as on the way.
It's probably a half a day. On horseback, we can probably get there in half. Colburn, yeah, we could probably get there in about a half a day.
Yeah, you could take
That's not bad.
330, basically spits you out there.
Really quick, because Emery is an artist, this great axe can look sick as hell. So if Olnok has design ideas, of cool decorations, she could have added some.
You know, an option that maybe we can add later, we might be able to find some magical thingies to add to it later. And I don't know, we've got elves, we fought zombies, maybe we can make a magical act.
Potentially.
Ooh, is it gonna like glow and sparkle?
Well, that would be cool.
If
That would be
nothing, if
cool.
nothing else, some cool etching or something.
We've got
would be
people
on
with
it.
magic and we've got people that can forge blades. That's in the books, how you make magic axes.
That's true.
Yeah, we're just full on fantasy now, aren't we?
You'd have the skill to do cool tempering to where it's got the cool designs built into the blade itself. You
Yeah,
can see
probably.
the temper.
What, like Damascus?
Yeah.
Almost?
Not, yeah.
That's a cool look.
A little bit, yeah.
Damascus would be a different animal, but
Oh yeah.
That would be a long process.
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
We don't got that
Especially
kind of
with
time.
farm
With that
implements.
axe.
steel.
God, yeah. We're not gonna accomplish that here, but the same effect.
Yeah.
But more like if you've seen a katana blade, the
Yeah.
way they
Yeah.
temper it, you get a cool like.
You get the wave. Mhm.
Yeah, it's because they fold them.
I think it's the hamon, I think is what that's called.
Sure. That I don't know.
Yeah.
But
We'll put my insignia on it.
Cool.
what is your insignia?
So it would be basically an anchor and a USN, and I believe I said I was, what did I say my rank was? E8?
Captain, I think. I don't know the.
No, I was
word for
enlisted.
thing.
So if I was officer, I would be a captain, and it'd be a bird, an eagle. I'm not a SEAL. I'm just a dude, right? So we're gonna do the anchor, and I believe it was 1 star over the top of
Cool.
the anchor, and then that should do for now. I mean, there's probably cooler stuff we can do, but
We
we're in
can
a
come
time
back
pinch.
and add some
Yeah.
bullshit later.
Yeah, we can add notches to our weapons for every.
I'll put a
group we
skull
defeat.
on it for the undead that we fought.
There
Nice.
you go.
I'll take it. I'm very happy with this.
Fantastic. If you guys want to take more time, you could probably spend the day tomorrow
We don't.
tooling up his handle, because it is just a smooth wood handle. You could add the checkering for better grip, or you could add finger wells, or
Yeah, we
things of
can
that nature.
probably work on that a little bit, like when we
Yeah.
break for camp at different points too.
Yeah, that's like
This can be a
downtime
work in
stuff.
progress. We just need it to be a functioning weapon at the moment.
Yeah. Also, the silver dagger that we got from our demonstration of silvering, I'm gonna give to James.
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. That's an actual effect you can add to.
I figure he is the one that can probably make the most use out of that.
Not that it's something
I'm
to
spending
boast
a lot
about.
more quality time with Jacob.
Fair.
I'm gonna pull like most of the grip up since Mel's off. Does anyone think that after Mel had her weird like moment in the field that she's a bit more wanting us to move quicker? Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, it does kind of seem that way, but I got to say I'm not really against it. Sounds like we got to get on the move on this person as fast as possible.
I agree
Yeah.
with that, but she's just after her moment in the field,
She does seem a little jittery.
she's a bit pushy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the longer that we give a Moritar to consolidate his power, the worse it's going to get.
She's dealing with a force outside of that too. Remember, she made a deal.
True. I'm so curious exactly as how the hell I'm doing the magic stuff.
That is true. You didn't really have like any weird shit happen to you, right? Like,
Right, yeah, it's just like I got really angry, my hands heated up.
That is. Oh, that'd be useful.
That's kind of how I do mine. It just feels something. You feel something and then you do something.
Right. It's kind of cool. Not the screaming thing. That was,
Yeah, that was odd.
yeah.
That was.
I made a
very
phantom
strange.
chair. Did you guys all see the phantom chair?
I didn't. I was super asleep.
It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you were still like 60.
I was old and very drunk.
You could put your hand in it. It was pretty neat. You put your hand in the chair, not on it, in it.
You
Kind
could
of floaty. It was
really prank
cool.
someone with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. What kind of food do you guys think is going to keep on the trip?
Not fresh stuff.
I still got my garbage MREs that are absolutely for emergencies because they taste fucking awful. But I have them. So,
I tried the barbecue chicken one time. Tasted like chocolate.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
The beef stew, in my opinion, is the only one worth eating.
Mm.
But
How about you, Elliot? You seem to be more of a live off the land kind of guy. What do you think is going to be the
Well,
the
if we're
best
gonna
options here?
be doing the old tradition, it'd be hardtack and pemmican.
Okay. Do we have something a bit more? How do I put this delicately? 21st century.
I don't. Hardtack, salt floured water. That's hardtack. Pemmican's ground up dried fruit mixed with fat and ground up dried meat. How the Indians did it.
I feel like Mel comes back with Jacob about this part of the conversation and just says peanut butter. Lots of peanut butter.
it's actually not a terrible idea.
There's worse things to haul around. You don't have to refrigerate it.
That's
It
true.
goes fast though, so we'll have to
It
not
will
use
go
it.
fast.
I think we should hang on to that for food emergencies. But
Yeah.
well, I don't think we have to worry about having the proper licenses. So we'll hunt and forage on our way.
Yeah, the FDA doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, then we got fire breath and fucking fire palms over here. So we're going to have a good time with all the fires. We could definitely cook some stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna make making campfires a lot
Yeah.
easier.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, we got plenty of fire
Yeah,
between the three of us.
Most of us are living fire starters at this point. We're gonna have to be careful with that. I'm pretty sure that we could light some stuff on fire. I don't want to be starting forest fires out here.
Did anybody figure out how they did that fixing the fence spell where they made the
Yes.
fence?
Oh, that would be so
Yes, I did.
helpful.
Oh God!
Good.
Thank
Great.
God you can do that.
Yes.
That'll be helpful.
Again, feel kind of like I have no real purpose other than to get in the way and not die.
Hey, you know what? You took those hits a hell of a lot better than I did.
That's fair. I didn't age 30-some years.
Even
I
just
don't have that cool white hair streak
the
either.
skeleton and the zombie hit me, and that hurt like hell.
Also, unlucky. I don't think you have enough hair for a white streak.
I mean, you're not wrong, but, it's the principle. I want the cool hairdo. You know what, James?
Probably at some
You're not
point
wrong.
also track some armor down for you.
I think it would be beneficial to not have armor, but you might not be wrong.
We could make you like an unstoppable tank. Just
I do
barrel
bleed a
down the
lot,
operation.
but I'm not dead, so that's pretty cool. Didn't know that about myself.
Yeah, let's not push that though.
That's probably fair.
Are we? Everybody's got this is Jacob. Everybody's gathering up. Are we going? Are we leaving?
Yeah, we're going on a trip.
We're going on a trip.
Where? Dude, I totally almost.
We're going to try to fix what's wrong. But we don't know how long it's going to take.
And we don't know exactly what we're going to meet up against as we get there, but we're going to do our best to keep all of everybody safe, you and everybody here. You're going to get a lot better at riding horses, and you can keep laughing at me when I try to ride mine. That's cool.
Just think of it as an adventure. We're going on
totally
a real life adventure.
And you read, right? Can you read?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I don't know when kids learn how to read. Anyway, so like
He's
the
fully
magic,
7.
like the magic and stuff that you read in books. Have you read books with magic?
Yeah, like
You've watched Harry Potter.
Yeah, with its TV shows.
Yeah.
School bus.
Sure.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like magic,
totally the same
like
kind
that.
of magic.
It's a magic school bus.
Yes. So, most of us can kind of do some magic, and it's weird, and we aren't quite sure how, but we're gonna use it to keep everybody safe and fed, and we'll have a good grand adventure.
As long as I get to go with you, I don't want to be left behind again.
Nope, you'll go with us for a while, but we're looking for a safe place to take you.
Well,
So
this is a safe place here. You guys were able to save the house, and
we're not.
I got down in the root cellar, and Walt had me safe, and everybody's okay this morning.
We don't know if we could do that forever, so we're gonna try to find a place where you can be safe
We're planning
forever.
on leaving anyway. We have to do something about what's going on here. So if we're not here to protect the ranch, then we can't be sure that you'll be safe.
So you have to come too.
We're gonna run out of food here at some point too, so we gotta move on. But I can say that you will never be left alone again. We will always be here with you.
No.
Always? I hope so.
Someone will always be here with you. We won't leave you alone.
I believe you. I trust you, Miss Mel.
Mel gives James a dirty look. Don't
What?
make promises you can't keep.
And while this conversation is going on, I'm going to take Walt Allen and we're going to go out to the barn. And I'm going to tell Walt kind of what we're doing and why we're doing it and say, you know what? I know if you could, you would go with us. And I wish you could. But you and I both know you are not up to this kind of a trip. Hell, I don't know if I'm up to this trip.
Yeah, we're getting a bit, starting to get a bit past our prime there, Elliot.
Yeah. Well, you got that bum leg, and there's no way you can't do days on a horse.
Yeah, got that root cellar damn near killed me yesterday.
Yeah, I know. So, this is the deal. The place is yours. I'm gonna go sign the title over to you. It's yours. You take care of it. You do whatever you need to do. If I can come back, I will come back. If you don't see me again, it's yours. Do with it what you want.
Well, I can't say I'm too overly surprised you're gonna go trying to do the good thing again. It's what got you in the army to begin with.
Yeah, it is. And I've got nothing keeping me here. And quite frankly, I'm 60. I haven't seen Martha or the boy in 15 years. They were in California. Who knows what happened to them? You know what? If I can do some good, I will.
Yeah, I'll keep the place afloat. Hopefully your boy comes on by.
Besides, that son of a bitch of Moritar coming in here messing with my shit sits in my craw, and I just can't let that go.
Well, I've seen what happens when folks down at the bar cross you, and I wouldn't want to be that in Moritar.
Yeah. Well, Walt, you've been a good friend all these years, and I can't thank you enough for all the help you've given me.
I appreciate you too there, Elliot. I'll keep the place up and running, and we'll see you when you get back over here.
Yeah, we will. Don't forget, I don't know whether you can get more whiskey or not, so you might want to portion that out slow.
After that friggin' kid went and robbed him.
Robbed him?
Yeah, he didn't. Come on, Elliot.
You know what? You're probably right.
He stole your shirts on the way to do it.
No, he said those were his shirts.
Do you not know what your own clothing looks like? They've been sitting in your closet for the last 30 years.
Well, hell, I forgot what they look like. What are you doing going through my closet?
I needed a new shirt.
Well, you know what? Whatever I don't take with me, it's all yours. You mean old coot anyway.
I'm just glad I don't have to cook bacon from I ain't gonna hear no bitch about my cooking no more.
That's true. And I sure hope your cooking don't kill you.
It ain't yet. Been trying for the last 10 years.
I know, and you were trying to kill me too, but you weren't able to do it, so that gives me some hope that maybe I can win.
Here's a good. It's amazing how much Crisco the human body can handle.
And bacon grease. Good Lord, I'm going to miss the bacon grease.
That's just one of your essential vitamins.
Well, yeah, this is vitamin B.
Yeah, bacon.
Bacon. Hell, never going to get that kale eater to get that in her thick skull.
How goddamn skinny she is. She don't know what's healthy. She ain't gonna make it but like a week without food.
I know. I'm gonna have to kind of do some pretty hard hunting. I don't know if we're gonna be able to put any meat on them bones or not, but we'll try.
It's all that running.
I know. And
You
ain't
see her
nobody
running
chased
on
her
the
yet.
field for fun
Ain't
this
nobody
morning?
chased her. I you know what? I think they're all crazy.
Even the cows looked at her thinking she was nuts.
Well, Walt, again, appreciate you. And he reaches out and he does like the forearm grab shake and then a mildly awkward hug.
Yeah. Walt returned and kind of, yeah, well,
Yeah,
I
and
think
he's-
there's
I
some
heard
hay that
something.
needs
I gotta go
needs
take
bailed
care.
off on the southern.
Yeah, and I need I gotta go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And just awkward as can be, turns around, walks off.
That was painful to see.
Mel wasn't even in the barn, and when you started talking about Crisco and bacon grease, she just sort of involuntarily gagged wherever she happened to be.
I feel a disturbance in the health.
Yep, pretty much.
That's a hell of a line. It's amazing how much Crisco the human body can handle.
I got your 4 basic food groups: beans, bacon, whiskey, and lard.
Steak, you forgot steak.
Oh, yeah, gotta have cow. It's what's for dinner. Well, so you guys are just set, tearing down, getting ready to head out for the next day?
I think so.
To be established fully where exactly we're going.
East.
Doesn't matter.
Towards the Cripple Creek.
Right.
You're gonna do whee
Yeah.
across the
I
Rockies.
think we consult some old maps of Elliot's because he's bound to have some road maps, whatever, stashed somewhere, and find some silver mines or something.
Yeah, they're hunting maps.
Yeah. My parents always keep road maps in every car they own, so that's my point of reference.
We're gonna have to check to make sure that those maps are like up to date ish.
If it's an abandoned silver
paths.
mine.
Up to date wouldn't help.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, actually.
The older the map, the more accurate it might be for this
Well,
particular
some of those roads
hunt.
might not exist anymore.
We're not looking for roads.
We are on
We
the
don't
horses.
need roads.
Perfect. I think that's about the best stopping point we're going to have.
I think so.
Awesome. I've got to figure out how to end episodes. Theater of the Mind is Jeremy Arston as Elliot Brandybain, Amanda Arston as Melanie Kelly, Michael Burnell as Ulnok Varger Johnson, Michael Downs as James O'Brien, Casey Weingarten as Emery Lee, and myself, Mike Schock, as your Dungeon Master. We release new episodes every 2 weeks, so our next episode will release on February 18th. If you want to follow us, our social media and website can be found in our link tree, which can be found in the podcast description. Also in the podcast description, you can find a link to Pinecast, as well as our referral code to get you 40% off your first 4 months of a paid membership, as well as our referral link to Epidemic Sound, which gets you a 1-week free trial period to their excellent platform. The music this week was sourced from Epidemic Sounds, who we are not sponsored by, under the Creative Commons license. The songs used in order are Hold Your Own Hand by The Tap Room, Things Don't Seem the Same by Emil Axelson, Scream Female 29 by sound effects producer, Lights Over Phoenix by Tell Sonic, Thione by Ben Elson, Last Cassette by William Clayson, Dark Effects 50 by sound effects producer, The Traitor by Bill O'Boy, The Northlands by Twelwa, Paraphrase by Aleph 1, The Bells by Velda, Rapier by Lovren, Curiosity is the Engine of Achievement by Velda, and Runaway Man by Headland. The Theater of the Mind theme, ad break, and outro were written by Mike Schock.